Toastmaster, Mr. President, fellow Toastmasters. Who am I? My name is Mary Larkin, and I invite you all to join me on a short train journey of my journey through life up to now. I consider it like a train. I was born in Dublin. In fact, I lived there for many years. My father was a civil engineer and he worked with the fire brigade. And for the first number of years of my life, I lived in the fire station in Tara Street. We had our own house, all private with a yard, and it was fantastic. Every child's dream with fire engines, and we became quite entrepreneurial. I have two older brothers. My sister is 4 years younger than me, and I have 5 brothers younger than her, so that's 9 in all. But the first 3 of us, we, as I say, were quite entrepreneurial, and visitors would come into the fire station, and they would ask to see this, that, and the other with all their kids and that. But we would offer, would you like to see somebody sliding down a pole? Oh, they'd say yes. So we toddle off and we come down the pole and we get threepence or sixpence, and we were made up. Brought us to the cinema, ice creams, you name it. So that was good fun. And when I started school there, my 2 older brothers were bringing me. And I think it must have been my 2nd or 3rd day, because I sat down on the road in the middle of Tara Street and refused to budge like this. And it was 2-way traffic at the time, but so long ago. But they brought me into the Pearse Street Garda station. So there we were, 3 little mites, there's only a year between the 3 of us, in front of the guard in charge. And they explained what had happened. So the guard told, oh, he said, this is very serious now. He said, you know, we have dungeons downstairs. If you don't go to school, we'd have to put handcuffs on you and bring you down there. So I said, okay. So I went to school. And so I was trained, I suppose. I lived for a wee while up in Dundalk, and then we came back to Dublin. I went to boarding school in Loretto, Stephen's Green. And funnily enough, this is reminding me of that. My bus, by the way, used to pass outside the door. My God, I used to wish I was on it. But there I was, a boarder. And we had a newcomers concert. It's no more than the icebreaker here. And the whole school was there, plus all us newcomers. And I had learned a poem. Fair daffodils, we weep to see you haste away so soon. And I had this off, and I said, okay, I remember. And the girl who got up before me went down and said, fair daffodils, I said, what was I to do? I didn't know another poem. I said, oh, and I'm next, oh my God. So I said, oh, I know a song, I'll sing the song. And the song was Wonderful, Wonderful Copenhagen. And down I went and sang this song. I was petrified. But on foot of that, the Mother Superior rang my parents and asked if, oh, for permission to have my voice trained. And that began a wonderful time for me singing, and it brought me so many places. However, my very first feis, there was a big grand piano, and I'm standing there, and I couldn't remember the words. I knew this piece back to front, but the guy who had actually written it was the adjudicator. And there was about 30 in the competition, and I'd say we all massacred it. But I came out, and I stood there, and I was shaking, so I went to the thing of the piano, started, couldn't get past the first few words. Had a total blank, and I didn't really know what to do. So very nicely, the adjudicator said, well, you know, would I like to leave it a while? So I really wanted to run off that stage, but I didn't. So I stood there holding on to the piano. The piano shook and I shook, but I got through it. And afterwards he said that that was very brave and that I had beaten it. I kept thinking, if you fall off a horse, you get back on the horse. And that was my little way of persuading myself I needed to do this. And indeed, when I was quite young, when I did eventually go to school and not end up in jail, we had a concert, and I was Little Boy Blue. Beautiful, I was, absolutely beautiful. And there we had to do a thing of an archway, all the kids, And myself and little Bo Peep were supposed to skip along underneath this, holding hands. But somebody told me that I looked like a tomboy. I said, what? Tomboy? So I sat there. Poor little Bo Peep couldn't get me to get up. The nuns were over there saying, sweets, please do. Unfortunately, Mary stayed there. That was my introduction to the stage. It was a little bit better in boarding school. As I was introduced, I did work in the bank in Dublin, Bank of Ireland. And for another time, I'll explain how I came here to Westport. But Westport has been very good to me. I came here in '99, and I've loved it ever since. I had to leave Bank of Ireland because I couldn't transfer down here. So I took their package. And since coming here, I have worked in an auctioneer's, and I've run a gift shop, and I worked in AIB. So, very versatile. And I enjoy and love my time here, and I'm looking forward to the rest of it. And I can see out of the corner of my eye an amber light. So I would like to thank you all for stepping with me for this short journey on the train. And I look forward to you joining me for a longer journey the next time. Thank you.